Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Zach with the Firefly Remedy, and today I actually want to just sit down and talk about someone who I thoroughly find to be my favorite YouTuber. As I'm sure you've probably seen by now with the title of the video, it's PewDiePie. Now, I know this is a pretty controversial YouTuber to really find to be the best, or you're probably thinking, Zach, really, is he the best? Is he really your favorite YouTuber? So, in case you don't already know, I'm probably just preaching to the choir, everyone already knows this, but he's the most subscribed YouTuber on the planet. Nobody's even close. He has 65 million subscribers currently, and he's still growing rapidly. I think it's very important to note the differences between old PewDiePie and new PewDiePie. Let me just give you some background information regarding me and my experiences with his channel. I found his channel, I want to say about 5 years ago. It was a montage he made, a funny gaming montage.
That's what his dream was all about.
It had been out for a couple days and I just randomly came across it. And if I remember correctly, he had just hit 2 million subscribers. So that's about as long as I've known him for. So I've been around for a good portion of his YouTube career. And at first I was kind of like, yeah, this is new. And keep in mind, at the time, all I was watching were Call of Duty videos by XJaws. XJaws was a Call of Duty YouTuber that has since just kind of fallen off the face of the earth. But it was new and refreshing to me, and I really loved that. So immediately I was drawn to this, and I really thought he was hilarious. I get where people thought he was over the top, because he was. I mean, he swore every other word. He was just really obnoxious. And I'm going to put it this way. His fan base was basically the lowest common denominator. It's kind of funny that I was part of it. It was just really interesting to see because he was doing things that people weren't doing at the time. He was doing Let's Plays. At this point, Let's Plays were starting to pick up because of him. He was really shifting the gaming scene on YouTube. But, you know, after a while, his content, I'll be honest, it got old for me, and I kind of just stopped watching him. New PewDiePie is something else.
I really have to go to the toilet. Can we wait with this video, please? And you're watching Poo News.
And I'm gonna say new PewDiePie kind of spawned in about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And that was really when his content started to shift and his personality started to shift a bit. I'm not gonna sit here and preach and say that he is completely matured, but there is something about PewDiePie that is really genuine and really authentic, and I love that. He is completely passionate about what he does. How many YouTubers can you say have uploaded virtually every day for like 6 straight years? If you listen to him talk about his work, he genuinely loves it, and it makes me just want to sit down and make some videos. Another thing that I really like about PewDiePie is when you are watching a bigger YouTuber these days, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them give off the impression, hey, I'm super rich, look at me. PewDiePie isn't really like that. And if you've noticed in virtually anything he does, he lives a minimalist lifestyle, and I think that's kind of a norm for Swedish people. There's just something he gives off that's so human-like. It's so down-to-earth, and it's like the same PewDiePie that I see on video is probably what I'll see in real life as well. Maybe a little bit calmed down, but you get the idea. He also seems to have this innate respect for people and cultures around him. I know this is a bit of an extreme, but if you compare he and Logan Paul's Japan vlog videos, you will see the most insane difference. My favorite video on YouTube, without a doubt, comes from PewDiePie. And it's not a video that many would probably expect, and it's not really a well-known video considering it's been taken down by now. Luckily, I was able to find a re-upload of it. But it's just him sitting down and talking about his favorite manga.
My favorite story is Belem. Which is sort of funny because it's not that much of a story. I'm saying that because it has very little dialogue in it. Sometimes chapters go on with no words at all being spoken. It took 6 years to make, but you can read it in 6 hours. But then you'll probably miss the point because the story isn't much told in the words. It's told through the journey.
Are you kidding me? This is a guy with over 60 million subscribers talking about his favorite manga to an audience where most of them probably don't give a damn. Now, if there's anything that I love about anything in life, it's listening to someone really talk about something that they're really passionate about, something they really care about. And even if it's something as small as a manga, it really means a lot. It makes you think a lot differently about a person if you had a negative perspective already. Now you might also be thinking, but isn't this the guy that dropped the hard R on a stream in front of 30,000 people? Isn't this guy supposed to be like a racist Nazi? Well, that's what the media would like you to believe. I'm not saying he's perfect. He makes mistakes, but come on. People need to get off their high horses and understand everyone makes mistakes just like he does. One thing that I really like about PewDiePie whenever he's apologizing, for instance, when something controversial comes up, whether it be from the Wall Street Journal stirring up nonsense, or anything else he did that was just dumb, he sits down in front of the camera and he addresses his subscribers like they're a close friend, and he says exactly what's on his mind, regardless of how the situation may pan out from that point forward.
Hello? I wanted to make a statement on what I said in my previous live stream. You probably won't believe me when I say this, but whenever I go online and I hear other players use the same kind of language that I did, I always find it extremely immature and stupid, and I hate how I now personally fed into that part of gaming as well.
He doesn't make it all about himself. He doesn't say, oh, well, I was going through a rough time in my life, I wasn't thinking. He says it like it is. I was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. I'm an idiot. I do want to get back to making videos. I want to get back on with my life, but I need to address this. I am sorry, and I hope you guys can forgive me. His capacity to say what's exactly on his mind really holds merit to me. PewDiePie posts whatever he wants, and he's even spoken about the gameplay videos and why they've really started to dwindle over the last few years. He talked about how at first he was scared to let down his fans and get them angry. He didn't want that negative feedback. In the end, he just decided this is what meant a lot to him. So he just went out and started posting these videos and reaction videos. Anything.
This is probably has nothing to do with chair memes.
He even spoke about, I can't remember if it was on Twitter or if it was in a video, where he said he wasn't going to upload God of War gameplay because as easy as it would be to do it and make a few extra bucks off of it, it wasn't something he wanted to do. The man even started his own book club where he just sits down and talks about the books he's read in the past month. Felix is like a good book. What makes a good book or a story? It has well-developed characters, and these characters have multiple layers and dimensions. And that's kind of what he's like. I feel like, even though I've been watching him for years, I'm still learning a lot about his personality every single day. And with Felix, you see this pattern of commitment, which is really encouraging as well, and just kind of lets on to what kind of person he is. For instance, with Marzia, they just recently got engaged after being together for, what, 6-7 years? Something like that. They've been together for a long time. His backstory also supports his role and commitment to things in his life. When he dropped out of college, he knew it wasn't something he wanted to do, and it was a huge risk to take. He could have made a lot of money in that field. Instead, he chose to focus on his YouTube, and in order to support himself, because his parents told him, hey, you know, we love you, but you gotta get out if this is how it's gonna be. You're gonna have to support yourself. He worked selling hot dogs to support his passion. It's really sad to me that he isn't taken so seriously, and I think he should be the face of YouTube. Regardless of what other people think, it's my opinion. Everything possibly shady or controversial about his life, he brings it to light, be it through satire or just brutal honesty. You might be thinking to yourself, why should this guy be the face of YouTube when he blatantly posts 10-minute videos, drags them out, and clickbaits them to make that extra revenue? And honestly, that's a bit different for his channel, and that's a bit different because his channel wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for these kind of running jokes. I mean, they're satire, and that's what makes him who he is. So anyway, guys, I want to hear what you guys think of PewDiePie, what your thoughts are, and honestly, who is your favorite YouTuber? I'm interested to see what you guys have to say and maybe even check them out. So with that being said, guys, I'll catch you all later.